This tastes like candy.
I know.
Irish and Polish doesn't do well with hot food. That pepper was hot.
Within 15 minutes, we lost about $10,000 to $12,000 worth of product.
This is so funny.
Do you know, like, dead bodies were thrown into pig pens to be eaten and destroyed?
Why did you guys cross the road? What's going on, guys? Wes Krombel here with another small business highlight, and today we're at Muddy Roots Farms in east side of Wallingford. This is a special one. I can't wait to see all around the farm, and let's get right to it. How are you, Kirsten?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thank you so much for having us here to Muddy Roots Farms. So just give me a bit of a background when this started, how you're involved.
Sure.
And what keeps you waking up every day and saying, this is our farm and this is what keeps me going?
So the land we're on is has been in my family since at least the 1700s. So
Wow.
Yeah. So I am the next generation at the moment to farm it. And Muddy Roots Farm has been in business since 2016. So this is our eighth full season in business, and it's something that we truly enjoy doing. It's the hardest thing we've ever done. You know, we get up every day saying, okay, what's it gonna be like? Because we're in a space where no day is ever the same.
So you were saying when we first pulled up that you're like a very, very hands-on farm, meaning you don't have a ton of machinery, like this is true, like getting dirt in your nails type farm.
Yeah. So these rows that we are standing in between right now, they're permanent rows. And it allows us to use one machine to remake the beds and to kind of fluff up the soil and do all that. So we don't need heavy machinery, we don't need a tractor. We use a little walk-behind machine that just basically builds up the rows with 2 discs and has another attachment that just kind of fluffs it up for us so we can incorporate compost and amendments as needed.
I feel like it's so humbling the way you're still doing it, meaning I feel like there are probably machines that you could maybe expedite certain things, but the fact that you choose to still do it by hand, what is the most rewarding thing about it, owning and working at this farm?
Providing food for our family and community. And just seeing people's faces when they taste, our chicken for the first time and we get the feedback it's the best thing they've ever had. They've never tasted chicken like this before, or buy a vegetable or something or fruit that they can't find someplace else. Like we grew okra this year, or collard greens.
So us being here in late October, early November, is there a food item in this garden that is actually getting towards the peak or still ready? Like I see you have carrots there. Is this the time of season to pick them, or do you just pick them as they're ready? Carrots
are best grown in the spring and fall. They reach their best flavor after a frost. So the sugars concentrate, it helps to prevent the root from rotting and freezing, thawing, going through the whole process. So the higher sugar content, the less affected they are by the cold temperatures from freeze thaws and all the crackings and splittings and rottings that happen.
So you're almost like out here the day after it's frosted because you're like, oh, the carrots are great.
Yeah, we like having a frost on the carrots.
Could you show me? Yeah, could you show me how to harvest a carrot?
Sure.
I mean, I imagine just pulling it out.
So we look for the largest tops, not the greens per se, but the top of the shoulders of the carrot itself.
Gotcha. So that's going to be peeping through.
Right. So like this one here.
Oh yeah. I see them.
You're gonna grab, and so the ground is really stiff. We haven't had a lot of rain.
But you want to like get in the soil?
No, you can grab so this carrot variety has really strong green tops. So usually you can just grip the tops close to the shoulders and just pull straight out nice and gently.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is a variety called Bolero. It grows best in the fall, and it is an extremely long storing carrot. If I were to harvest this entire row for winter storage, I would not wash that carrot. I would leave that dirt on to help keep it.
Really? So by by washing it, it takes the layer off.
You're starting to degrade the quality of the product.
Similar to like an egg, right? When you wash the egg or something.
You wash the bloom off, and then it becomes more porous. So the bloom on an egg is a natural coating the chicken puts on that protects it from bacteria entering.
I feel like this deserves to be in a delicious carrot soup or like a chicken soup or something.
That is all yours.
Beautiful, thank you.
You're welcome.
I just want to show how sparkling this looks. I'm gonna take a bite right into it.
Are you eating carrot like a corn? You're eating the carrot like corn. That's great.
How am I supposed to eat it? Right off the end?
Oh yeah. There's no right or wrong way to eat a carrot. Sweet?
This tastes like candy.
I know, it's so delicious. It'll get even better.
This
when we
really
get a
tastes like
freeze.
candy. Other than knowing I'm eating a carrot.
It's really sweet.
It's completely different from what you buy in a store.
And
it's delicious.
you picked it out of the ground.
I did, wow.
I'm glad you enjoy it.
All right, so just for record, off camera, Josh and I tried one of your hotter peppers that you grow here. So I'm just going through it.
It's not a very hot pepper, but it's a hotter pepper.
Irish and Polish doesn't do well with hot food. So now we're gonna try harvesting some cabbage. Woo! Is there a technique to harvesting cabbage correctly?
So the best thing to do is you're gonna take your hands and you're gonna come on the outside of the head of cabbage. So you gotta feel the cabbage head. You wanna make sure if you feel this cabbage head here, yeah, you feel how stiff and like really compact that is.
Yep.
There's not much give when you squeeze. The tighter the head, obviously the longer storage it has, the more, you're gonna get that really, when you cut it open, that really nice
Crisp.
tight layering and crispiness.
Okay.
Right, so you're gonna basically take your hands.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. And you're just gonna come, so I would start here and here, and you're just gonna push straight down. Yep, there you go. You can pop that leaf down. And then I'm gonna give you a knife, and you are going to just cut right there. Perfect.
That looks pretty good.
You hold that. So there's your cabbage.
So once again, like for those that haven't heard of the farm or just haven't been here, like on a quick list, what are some of like the main things that you're growing year in, year out, food-wise?
So we do a lot of root crops. So we'll do a lot of carrots, a lot of beets. We'll do celeriac for the fall. Always cabbage, always Swiss chard and kale. We do cut greens, so young lettuce. We'll do summer squash and winter squash. This is broccolini. We do 2 or 3 plantings of broccolini a year.
Nice.
And then a lot of head lettuce, peppers, tomatoes, eggplant. And then we'll throw in some random crops like okra.
Yeah, hey.
Or collard greens, or tomatillos and ground cherries.
I like how the name Muddy Roots then meets into the ground of a lot of root-based. So one thing that I really want to talk about, and one of the things that killed me to see, was the hailstorm that we had this year. I'm sure you've had people ask you what happened and how bad it affected you. Do you care to share what happened and how much it affected you guys?
Okay, so the hail was August 26th, and within 15 minutes we lost about $10,000 to $12,000 worth of product, like ready to harvest within the next couple of weeks product. We also lost chickens when their shelter got lifted and moved, and they were exposed to the elements.
Oh my God.
And then we had some that we couldn't sell after they were harvested because of, bruising or a broken bone or something like that. So there was a decent amount of a financial loss. But fortunately for us, being so small, we can pivot very quickly. So we took rows out of production and planted stuff that had a quick turnaround time. Being at the end of August, you can't really replant a lot of things except for maybe certain lettuce and radish and turnip, and if cabbage, if it's ready to go in the ground already, only because there's only such a short amount of time before the cold weather sets in and there's not enough daylight. So things like our peppers, we lost a lot of fruit on the peppers. The plants somehow bounced back. They just never put out the fruit production that we needed. The tomatoes, done, totally done. Just got annihilated. It looked like somebody took a sickle bar mower at one height on our squash patch and just like went right through it. And there was no leaves left. The fruit was damaged. It was nasty.
I feel terrible because like this is like your baby.
Yeah.
And you're here watching this fall out of the sky, not being able to do anything and just praying that the damage is not that bad.
Yeah, we could be way worse off than we were. We could be completely done with our season. Like,
What's going to help the farm? Like, again, for anyone watching the video, is there something that as a local community resident that they can do, whether it's coming to just give volunteer time if they're interested, or if they're like, hey, I want to just either donate to the farm, or I want to buy a certain amount of things that maybe you don't run out of often?
I think the best thing that we can ask, and it's not just for us, it's for a lot of the farms and at least the small farms, is support year-round as much as possible, whether it be financial support or just, you know, hey, what do you need from me today? Do you want me to come out and help plant, or, you know, volunteering, like you said? Or if it's just like sharing or cross-posting something on social media, like that's a form of support too.
Yeah.
You know, it helps our algorithm, and it helps get our word out. But I think as far as financials go, if people are able to, and our product's expensive compared to something at a store, compared to a larger farm.
It's also healthy.
We know that, well, we know that, and there's only so much we can do to work our numbers, because we have to be able to survive financially to farm again the next year.
Yeah.
So, you know, support year-round as much as possible. Whether it be come out for our plant sales in the spring, or join our CSA, or, you know, do some pre-ordering and prepayment for chicken for the year. You know, most of our costs we incur in the winter months when we don't make a dime. And so everything we make within, let's just say from May until early November, is what we have to survive on and start again in February of next year.
I've never seen a place like this. This is so funny.
You know, like dead bodies were thrown into pig pens to be eaten and destroyed.
Wow, that's really cool behind the scenes stuff.